Welcome back. The Northwestern Tigers football team was back in action tonight looking to complete the perfect season as they are 7-0 heading into their final game of the season against the Hayward Hurricanes. And part of the reason the Tigers are dominating this year is their 29 seniors in the program. From the players on the field to the cheer squad on the sideline, everyone's celebrating the big night with their parents. But let's see if the team could remain perfect. Early on, the Tigers run the pitch. And Tyson Teal is too shifty for Jeffrey McClure and the Hurricanes defense. He ends up spinning into the end zone to give the Tigers the early lead. And a few possessions later, lineman Jace Mayberry getting up on the screenplay for the big interception. All the boys on the defense love that. We're still at 7-0. Teal would score a second time before a long drive and fourth down conversion set up the big fullback Mason Chell to stride into that end zone, extend that lead to 21 points, and the Tigers win 49-7 as Hayward ends the shutout streak, but not the perfect 9-0 record. And now to game